Hello, everyone. I'm George, and I'm very happy to present to all of you today. Actually, I think I must have done something to upset the developer marketing team, because they always give me the last slot in these events, which means I'm the bottleneck between you guys and happy hour. So I promise to keep this light and short and interesting and, most importantly, insightful. So for a while now, I've been focusing a lot on subscriptions. And if you've attended one of our events before, you would know that subscriptions are seeing a great momentum on Google Play. They're actually the fastest growing business model for apps. So if you've also run a subscription business with us before, you must be pretty aware with our offering by now. So today, I won't bore such an expert audience with the basics. Instead, we'll talk about how you can take your subscription business to the next level. Today, let's talk about outsmarting subscriptions. So let's put things in perspective. Since last year's Playtime, we have seen over 3,200 new subscription services on Play. That's in 1 year. Now, half of which are from completely new apps, and the other half are from existing apps which have introduced subscriptions in their business. Here you can see a few logos of some of these new launches from the past year. Interestingly, it's no longer the traditional music and video streaming services which go into subscriptions. We also see language learning apps like Duolingo, obviously iHeartRadio in the music space, but even Supercell and New York Times Crosswords in the game space bringing in some of their subscriptions as well. But as every business grows, more businesses, more problems, and more challenges, right? So we work with developers a lot, and we hear challenges related to my users do not really understand the value proposition of my subscription service. Or I'm seeing declining payment from users. Or even I'm concerned, am I pricing correctly? Is this the right set of features, the right price points? How do I think about that? So for today, we've actually collected the top 10 most common challenges we hear from developers every day, and we're going to propose solutions for each of them. We've actually structured, and we realize these challenges are typically structured within 3 buckets: acquisition and conversion, retention and recovery, and pricing. So for the next 20 minutes, I promise, we will go through a few solutions to outsmart each of them. Let's start with this first bucket, acquisition and conversions. It's pretty common to hear developers tell us that they don't know where their subscribers are coming from, which markets, which channels, which devices. And therefore, they are unable to optimize their value proposition in the less performing markets, or maybe double down on those marketing channels which convert really well, or even target the most lucrative devices. The solution for that is the user acquisition reports, which we launched at I/O this year. With the user acquisition reports, you will be able to understand which market drives the highest installs or subscriptions, which acquisition channels are the most effective, where your subscribers are along the funnel, and how you perform against your peers. All of this is extremely useful information as you try to optimize your subscriber acquisition strategy. Challenge number 2 is around perception and users not understanding the value of the premium service. For that, we have 2 solutions. The first one is to make sure that you are promoting the value proposition at various touch points within your app. Here we have an example from health and fitness app Freeletics. Freeletics redesigned their onboarding to emphasize their core value proposition, which is getting fit, instead of just listing various app features. So here, as you can see, they start off by asking the user, what are your goals? Build muscle, lose weight, etc. And then they lead with that instead of leading with a laundry list of features. And by doing that, they increase their conversion rate by 10%. Language learning app Memrise prompts upsell opportunities based on the user activity. So they detect what is the best moment, when is the best moment to highlight these pro features. For example, Whenever a user taps on the audio button to hear what a spoken word is in their language of choice, Memrise triggers an upsell that highlights audio mode as a pro feature available only for premium subscribers. And Memrise has many of these pop-ups linked to specific interaction in the app, usually tied to premium features. And they only highlight this upsell when users try to access a premium feature. Now, the second solution is actually a pretty common one. Offer a free trial so that users can try before they buy. Our user study shows that 78% of subscriptions begin with a free trial. Oh, and some of you in the room have asked us for shorter free trial periods. So as you may have heard this morning, you can now offer 3-day free trial periods instead of a minimum of 7 on Google Play, which could be relevant for businesses with high marginal costs, potentially such as music or entertainment. Now, a third challenge is users attempting to subscribe but abandoning during the purchase flow. Pretty common, and unless this is the first time you're attending one of our events, you probably guess my recommendation for that. Implement Google Play billing, because it will offer your users access to multiple payment options in over 130 markets. And it's a trusted, reliable, and frictionless two-step checkout process. Look at the differences in flows here. On the left, you have apps which are not using Google Play billing, and therefore ask users to fill in their credit card information, billing details, name, multiple fields, multiple opportunities for drop-off. On the right, apps with Google Play billing can check out with 2 taps, because users already have their forms of payment stored on file. Now, beyond that, starting January 1st, 2018, we are updating our transaction fee for subscribers who are retained for more than 12 paid months to 15%. And the goal here is to recognize developers who maintain long-standing relationships with subscribers and create awesome user experiences. Challenge number 4 is related to users just hanging out in your free tier without ever making a first payment. For that, introductory pricing would be great to ease the barrier to entry and get them to make that first payment through, say, a periodic sale. Cookpad is a very popular cooking subscription app in Japan. They ran a 50% discount during the Ramadan period and saw a 4.5-time increase in daily subscriptions versus a comparable period. We are seeing many successes with introductory pricing, with many developers here in the room considering it a key marketing tool. So that was the first bucket, conversion and acquisitions. Now let's move to the next bucket of challenges related to retention and recovery. That red light has created a really dim, weird atmosphere in the room. Anyway, I'm going to move on. So in some shape or form, that's probably the most common challenge we hear. I have trouble retaining my subscribers. And because improving retention rate is so crucial to the bottom line of a subscription business, we're going to offer 2 solutions for that. First, give your users something to nurture by gamifying your experience. Now, before your buzzword alert around gamification goes off, let me share some best practices about this tactic. A few things. First of all, measure your users' engagement against your engagement objectives. And then surface these metrics or these measures to the user in a way that allows them to show off milestones on their profiles in your app. Then, consider incorporating some in-app rewards or even monetary benefits to these users who achieve certain milestones. And finally, disincentivize cancellations by making these valuable rewards available only to subscribers. Duolingo is an example which does this very, very well. Double or Nothing, Steak Freeze. All of these are challenges, gamification challenges, that they've incorporated in the app. I can proudly say I am 7% fluent in Portuguese, thanks to the challenges that Duolingo has put and which keep me coming back. Do we have any Portuguese speakers in the room? Okay, no one will judge me when I say eu gosto de assinaturas. which basically means I love subscriptions in Portuguese. And Memrise also does that, another language learning app, which actually offers in-app discounts, monetary discounts, to users who reach certain retention milestones. So that was solution one. Solution two is more straightforward, really. It's simply around offering users longer period plans and presenting them convincingly. Some best practices here make sure that the multi-frequency plans are at a discount versus a monthly plan in order to incentivize the user to sign up to a 3 or a 6 or a 12-month period. And when you do so, present the equivalent monthly price so that users don't have to go and do the math to figure out what their cost savings are versus the regular monthly SKU. And finally, you might want to funnel your promotions and your campaigns to those longer those longer plans which have higher LTV. We saw a very interesting success story with Play, which is a Korean video streaming service. They only had a 1-month plan. They shortly introduced 3, 6, and 12. And after doing so, noticed that 40% of their users are now choosing a multi-month plan, which is great. These are users which are at least retained for the period that they have signed up to. Now, the next set of challenges come up when it's technically too late because your subscribers have already churned. So in that case, it's really about winning them back. And many of the solutions that we will show right now are new features. And honestly, they've been some of the most requested asks that we have heard from you in the past few months. So the first churn challenge is really about knowing why your subscribers have churned. And for that, I want to reintroduce the churn report, which we announced at I/O. The churn report in the Play console will tell you the churn reasons, whether they're voluntary, as in the user went and turned off, auto-renew for your app, or involuntary, due to a payment decline or a transaction failure. But it doesn't stop there. We also show you whether the users have canceled your subscription, but also deleted your app, which basically informs you on how much more effort you have to do to win them back. But an even bigger challenge we heard from you, you don't know why, but also you don't know when. And for that, we announced today a new feature called real-time developer notifications. With this feature, you will immediately be informed in real time of any change in your subscriber's state. A suspension, a cancellation, a renewal. You will know all of that instantaneously, so you can take that and act upon it immediately. And basically, now that you know that your subscribers have left, and you know when they have done so, you can use this information to win them back. You can reach out to users and either give them a promotion to come back at a discount, or it could be as simple as reminding them of the great content you have, the amazing benefits of the premium features, the new show that's coming up that you might want them to come back for. Here we have an example from Anrami, which is a music streaming service in the Middle East. Anrami knows, just like any music streaming service, that some of the core feature in their premium offering is offline mode. So what they do here is, whenever churn users come back into the app, they see a message saying, bring your 38 downloads back. Click here to resubscribe. So they really play on that sentiment of, oh, I'm missing out on something that I had and that I value, and I would want to bring back by re-signing up. Similarly, brain training app Lumosity sends churned users an email that's personalized to them, highlighting content that they would like and they currently cannot access unless they re-sign up. So they let them know this is what you're missing out on. All of this is now made possible through many of the features that we are providing you. But still, you want to close, in order to close the win-back loop, we also make restoring a subscription much easier with yet another new feature that we announced today called subscription restoration. What you see here is a user who goes to their subscription management page on the Play Store and can automatically restore a subscription that they have canceled. So by doing so, you have a full subscriber win-back solution. So here's what a potential scenario could look like. A subscriber cancel. We send you in real time a developer notification to let you know that that user has canceled. You try to win them back by sending a message or an email or promotion. And the user, if that win-back message is successful, the user can automatically restore their subscription with one tap, all through Google Play billing. We are constantly working on optimizing retention and win-back and recovery. So stay on the lookout as we bring more of these features in 2018. All right, so that covered the voluntary cancellation challenges. But what about this set of users who want to stay on, but for some reason their credit card expired, it was stolen, they never updated it, or for some reason the transaction didn't go through when we tried to bill them? Again, we have two solutions, which you can decide to use either in combination or separately. The first one is grace period. So by enabling grace period in the Play console, you are effectively granting your users 3 days or 7 days to fix payment issues. At the aggregate level, if you look at all the developers which have integrated with grace period, we see a 50% improvement in renewal decline recovery. So what happens here, the user is given, say, 3 more days. They can still access their favorite content, but we notify them every day that they should go ahead and fix their form of payment. Actually, anecdotally, a developer just told me that by moving from 3 days to 7 days, they saw their recovery rate increase 3-fold. So my ask is very simple. Go to the Play console if you have a subscription business, flip the switch on grace period. It's literally as easy as flipping a switch. Nothing is required of you. And then try 3 days versus 7 days and see what's the optimal grace period for you. But users are lazy. And we know that if given the chance to keep watching, say, their favorite HBO show and still retaining access to the service, they might procrastinate. They might say, OK, I'll fix my payment tomorrow and keep enjoying your amazing content. So in order to put an end to procrastination and give users additional motivation to just go ahead and take their credit card from their wallet and update it, you can use account hold. What account hold is it puts subscribers in a suspend mode until they update their form of payment. This means that they lose access to the premium service. And then we start notifying them to update their form of payment, but also you would do so, similar to how Univision has done here, popping up a message saying, oh, no, your payment has failed. Don't worry. Click here to update your payment, and they deep link into the Google Play update flow. So with the click of a button, the user inputs their credit cards again, and they resume access to the service. Now, what's very interesting with this feature is if the user fixes their form of payment for any purchase on Google Play, whether it's to rent a movie, buy a sword in some game, or subscribe to another service, we automatically reinstate all of their suspended subscriptions, if this happens within 30 days. So it's a great way, as people interact with the store, to make sure that their forms of payment remain valid and their subscriptions are reactivated immediately. And today, we are very happy to announce that this feature is now out of early access and is available publicly for all of you. One example I want to show here is from dating app Tinder, which had been an early tester of account hold, and actually saw a 3x increase in payment recovery since implementing the feature. I mean, imagine not being able to undo an accidental left swipe. I will pull out my credit card right here and now and change my form of payment. So, all right, so with all of these new and exciting solutions to outsmart retention challenges, let's not forget about pricing, that last part of the equation. Finding the right price for any product is an art in and of itself, or a science, or an art, either, both. So we won't go into that in too much detail today. But we want to tackle that last challenge, which is developers wondering if they're leaving too much money on the table, if they're pricing accurately. For this, we want to show 3 solutions. The first solution we recommend is to test different price points. And you can do that with the help of Firebase Remote Config. What you need to do is set up 2 SKUs, 2 or 3 SKUs, surface them to different user groups, while making sure that your user groups are large enough for statistical significance, and then compare the metrics to find which cohort is performing better. Now, one thing to remember here, the goal is to maximize retention, not just sign-ups. So you might want to look at this experiment over a longer period of time to figure out which effective lifetime value is better between cohorts. Solution number 2 is to offer multiple plans with a varying set of features. Entertainment app CBS All Access does this very well by introducing 2 plans, a limited commercials plan and a no commercials plan, effectively catering to different audiences' willingness to pay. So if I'm a price-sensitive customer, I can sign up for the cheaper limited commercials plan. If I'm convenience or time-sensitive, I can sign up to the no commercials plan at a higher price. Moreover, they take this to the next step by using our third solution, the plan upgrade and downgrade feature, which allows users to seamlessly jump in between plans, so that if I'm short on time and I'm over all the ad experiences, I can upgrade to the no commercials plan. But then when my discretionary income varies, I can move back to the cheaper plan. And all of this happens seamlessly, again, through Google Play Billing. So here it is, 10 challenges, 16 solutions, and 20 minutes of me on stage keeping you from your next cocktail. So as a next step, we, of course, want you to put these solutions into action and maybe share some of your solutions with us so they can bring them to Playtime 2018. And to make this as easy for you, we have summarized these challenges and their solutions in a handy one-sheeter that you can access and download on this link. And if you're really, really eager to get a hold of it and you can't wait to get home, we will be distributing printouts on the way out as well. So thank you. You made it. That's the end of the day. I really hope you enjoyed the afternoon, got a lot of useful information that you can use to improve your business performance on Play. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for our developer marketing team, which put together this whole day. It would not be a success without, obviously, their effort, but also your attendance and your willingness to share case studies and success stories and be with us on stage. So thank you. And whether you had a chance or not to meet with our product managers and engineers and BD managers, please do so during the cocktail hour over the next hour and a half or so. So without much further ado, I'll see you guys later, and thank you so much for coming. Yeah.